Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing some more art. Yes, another art session. So today I didn't really know exactly what I was gonna draw today, but typically how it goes for a lot of these. But yeah, we ended up making something really cool in the end. I hope that you guys are having a great day, great night, wherever you are on your side of the globe. Enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, so it's been a little minute since I've done one of these, or never mind, I actually said that yesterday, I can't say that again. How are you guys doing? Yeah, there's a lot of things going on. My cousins and stuff are at my house, so, you know, you guys know how that goes when family comes over and it's just like, oh my gosh. Anyway, hope that you guys are having a great day, great night. For today's sketch session, like I said in the intro, I didn't really know exactly what I was gonna make. From here, I'm drawing from imagination for some reason. I don't know why, but, you know, my brain gave me an idea and I wanted to try to put it on paper. Wasn't really working well because drawing this little sketch here, I've noticed that I have a very bad habit. Well, I wouldn't call it a bad habit, but I just really need to work on head positions and anatomy. Because as you can see, we skipped ahead here and now we're kind of working on other stuff or tried to do something a little different. So I guess what I was going to go here was kind of draw it was either going to be my character. It was going to be my character. I ended up changing it last minute anyway, so I mean, yeah. As you can see, I kind of got upset right there, but we're gonna move on to something else. As you can see, I just ended up pulling up Pinterest, finding a random image of somebody and just kind of using the pose that they did for the portrait. And I ended up actually coming up with something super dope. So here we start with the head, and then since it's going to be a portrait, I don't really have to go all the way down to like the hips and everything like that. I just kind of did the head, the neck, shoulders, a little bit of a chest. I think it's called a bust actually, but kind of ended up starting to work out the hairstyle because originally I wanted to do something completely original, and the girl in the image had like some sort of like dreads, or like they had them in the bun. So what I did was gave them more just like not necessarily dreads, but just I gave them a lot of hair, and I had them take the back of the head and just have like 4 pom-poms, like 4 I don't know what you would call it, but you know, you kind of see it there. So then on the side I wanted to draw something else, because right now we're just a sketch phase, and usually when I draw I don't get straight into getting the colors and inking and stuff like that, because then that tacks on a crap more of time. So I said, what if I just drew my OC on the side over here? And something I noticed about my art is I'm way too comfortable with just always relying on drawing the head facing the viewer. That's why I need to do a video where I'm just like practicing the head and different ways of drawing the head. I'm recording. I need you to be quiet. No, that was my cousin that just walked in. Okay. But yeah, so you kind of see me doing the head here, working on the eyes, doing the eyebrows, and then figuring out what kind of expression I want to do for him. I don't know. Honestly, the 3/4 profile doesn't look that bad. It was really just like the eyes and the nose that I had initially a problem with. But honestly, it doesn't look that bad, looking at it in hindsight. But, you know, when I'm drawing it, it's super frustrating. But, you know, just learning to kind of, again, take time with myself and, you know, really just trying to kind of work on it, and you know, that sort of thing. But I mean, looking at it, it looks really nice. The 3/4 angle is coming out really well, and these are some really good, like, you know, side 3/4 profile bust, you know, I don't know how you freaking call it, but they're good portraits. I'll say it like that. They're good portraits. You see here I'm messing with the nose a lot, but ultimately just kind of messing with it. Now here's where we get to the meat and potatoes. I was looking at this side of the drawing. I was looking at this drawing the whole time I was working on the other one. I was like, nah, what if I actually just kind of line art it and really trying to see how far I can take this picture to, you know, beyond the sketch phase. And another trick I learned is using translucent pens or pens with low opacity. If you don't feel like doing line art all over again, you can just duplicate the layer until the line art becomes thick enough to where you can just move on to the coloring and everything like that. So that was really awesome to kind of figure out, like, you know, just my own ways of getting around the sketch phase or finishing up a drawing digitally. So this was cool. So I'm gonna let it play. You guys can kind of see how I took it, because I don't know who this character is yet. I ended up giving her a name later on in the video, or I kind of write it near her head or something like that. But she's super freaking cool. I'm so happy that I made or discovered this OC, because sometimes you can just be drawing and just making random stuff and you'll come up with a really good OC that you like. So this was cool. This was nice. I heard you fart, by the way. Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, we're back. Anyway, so we start moving on with the process, working on doubling up the layers so the opacity of the previous layers kind of stack up together, giving it a nice, you know, even balanced line weight and color, to allow me to just kind of go straight into coloring without having to worry about doing another, you know, layer just full of line art or whatever like that. I saw an image on Pinterest where the character had darker skin, and like not darker skin as in like super dark black or anything like that, but I just mean in terms of the saturation of the brown that they used. I really like how they looked, because I typically have the brown color more towards the orange yellowish side, but I learned that if you change the saturation more in the reddish part of the color wheel, you get this really nice hazily, almost caramel, nice full saturated look, and I really like that. I could have found a better way of saying all that, but well. Anyway, I really like it so far. I didn't know what I was gonna color the kimono. I also had thoughts of making her hair a little bit dyed, but most importantly of the piece, I love how I colored and did the lips, man. I'm sorry, they nice, luscious. You know what I'm saying? The more warmer tones that I use complement not only the skin but the attitude and the portrayed, you know what I mean? She looks very naturally dolled up. I don't really know how to explain it, but I just think it looks really awesome. I really like this piece. I don't know who she's going to be exactly, but hey, I'll figure out. OCs are just characters that you created, and you know, wherever you want to put them or however you see fit, you can put them. Sometimes they just exist, bro. Sometimes they just be existing. You can see me kind of messing around with the dyed color that I'm thinking of in my head, but it wasn't really working out like that. So I mean, it looks cool here, but I don't know. I just ended up taking that color and putting it somewhere else. For example, right here, giving the hair a nice little texture where the hair is kind of being held by this tight wrap. You also see me do the kimono here where I made the kimono a dark black, but mixing with the color of the hair, it didn't really work. So I don't know. You see me kind of pick different saturations of the color until I find this nice red that kind of worked, but gave off a subtly, like, a different vibe than I really wanted to. But the red kind of just brings everything together. I'm still working on my style of rendering and everything like that, looking up examples and stuff, so I'm still trying. But the techniques that I end up actually just freestyling and using of whatever came to my head actually worked a lot more thought than I would actually give it credit for, as you'll see here. So I'm looking at this now, bro, and I'm just like freaking geek, dog, because it's just like how I colored everything, how the colors are all coming together, bro. The smugness, and like, not the smug, but like she's like kind of judging. She's kind of hitting that, like, you know, like, what are you doing kind of look, bro. Oh my gosh, she just looks so fire. And I didn't really get to render how I wanted to render her, but I mean, I don't know, bro. She just looked kind of cool. You see, I put Sage at the top. I guess at the time when I drew it, I was like, maybe her name can be Sage, or maybe she's a sage of something. I don't know, but she looks really dope. Let's move on to the actual piece so we can see it, you know, completely finalized. So let's bring her out and show off what we actually completed. I don't know what her like what universe in my Kiru verse I'm gonna put her in. I don't know yet. She might just be like an OC for now, but she looks freaking dope, bro. I really like it. I don't really have too much to say because I kind of got my cousins running around in the back and everything like that, so I gotta be watching them too. Yeah, trying to post these a lot more. If you guys want to see more of these type of videos or anything like that, please let me know down in the comment section below. Anything, you know, that I can prove on, or things that you want me to draw. I'm trying to do these more. They just feel so, I don't know, man. I feel like I should be doing more in these videos, but we'll just take it one video at a time. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys did, don't forget to comment, like, and or subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. じゃあね。